Welcome to Dixie State University and your role with the NCAA, the FAR, and the athletic department. So the FAR is a position that's created by the NCAA. I was appointed by the president, and I work with the athletic department and with the NCAA to make sure that Dixie State is in compliance with all of its rules. And as a faculty member, you have some responsibilities there too. My main role is to do the following things on this slide. We're going to ensure a quality student athletic experience. We're going to ensure the academic integrity of the athletic department and ensure that the institution has control over its athletics program. So as a faculty member, you might be thinking, well, why do I have to worry about this? Why do I have to be involved with the NCAA? If you have an athlete in your class, you are directly involved with the NCAA, and what you do in class and even sometimes out of class can have an impact on whether the college is in compliance with the NCAA or not. This is my location information. If you need to contact me, if you have an issue regarding a student athlete, remember they are students first, and you need to contact the Dean of Students. But if you do have questions, this is my contact information. So here's the main rule. Always ask before you act. With the NCAA, it's better to ask for permission than to ask for forgiveness. So you want to make sure that if you're not sure about the NCAA rules specifically, that you ask someone who is. And in this order, this is who you contact. Dale Beatty is the Dean of Students, and all of our student athletes are students first. So if you have a student that is misbehaving in class, acting up in class, missing class, you're concerned about that student for whatever reason, you would contact Dale Beatty. If you have an issue with student-athlete travel, those situations need to be referred to Jason Booth as the athletic director, and any other questions regarding student-athletes would be directed to Maureen or Mo Eckroth, who's the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Compliance, and she's the Senior Women's Administrator in the Athletic Department. Here's the big question with the NCAA. Is it an extra benefit or not? In the majority of cases, faculty should do no more for a student athlete than they do for any other student enrolled at Dixie State University, and we have specific policies that govern how we interact with all of our students, whether they're student athletes or not. Special treatment, anything that you offer just to student athletes is expressly prohibited by the NCAA, and if you're not sure if what you're offering is special treatment, this is where you ask before you offer or provide a service or a benefit. As far as meals are concerned, every meal must be pre-approved with the compliance officer in the athletic department. And you should never provide cash for a student athlete in lieu of a meal or for transportation to a meal. So just make sure if you're going to offer a meal for a team, a group of student athletes in your class, or a single student athlete, you must get that pre-approved. Student athletes are not allowed to use campus equipment that normally wouldn't be available for other students. If they're in the library and they want to use a computer, that's great. Those computers are available for all students. If it's your computer in your office and you don't let other students use it, you can't let a student athlete use it. They should not have access to department copying machines or any type of office equipment that's only used by faculty. Now, preferential treatment is a difficult subject because when we do have student athletes who travel quite a bit, they will need some additional help from their faculty members for completing assignments, getting work ahead of time, having assignments on Canvas opened at an earlier date or remaining open longer than a due date. That's not an NCAA violation. That's making sure that a student athlete has the exact same opportunity to pass a class as any other student in your class. So Dixie State policies are fairly clear about what we can do for students who are on college-sanctioned events. So you want to make sure that you are working with student athletes to give them every chance to pass your class, but not giving them any extra chances that would make them passing the class seem like preferential treatment or going above and beyond what the rules are. Another important policy is to make sure that all faculty, especially adjuncts and new faculty, are aware of all of the campus policies regarding adds and drops, admin withdrawals, and grade changes and incompletes. If you're not sure, ask your department chair about those policies. Dixie State's attendance policy is a typical policy. It's vague and open for a lot of interpretation, but it does say that college-sanctioned events, those students are supposed to notify you ahead of time and they are supposed to work with you to complete assignments prior to leaving. So here's basically what we're asking for student athletes, that you interpret the policy the way it works best with your teaching style, but you're also encouraged to help any student who has a college sanctioned event, like choir students, orchestra students, band students, and ambassadors, and the student athletes who have to travel as representatives of the university, to give them the same opportunities to pass your class as a student who does not travel. Student athletes are held to a little higher standard. They are expected to be in every single class all the time unless they are on a college sanctioned trip. So if you have a student athlete who's missing quite a few classes, you need to contact Del Beatty, because they are a student first and their behavior is going to make them have consequences as a student first. So you would contact Del Beatty, and then it would go from there depending on the severity of their absences. Any student athlete who travels in a season should notify you within the first 2 or 3 days of class that they are a student athlete and that they are traveling. Otherwise, if it's not their season, you probably won't know that a student is an athlete unless they identify themselves as an athlete. So they're going to make every attempt to work with you to get their assignments done before they leave. If you have any concerns about travel for student athletes, you do contact Jason Booth. Jason is in charge of making sure that all the teams are complying with the NCAA rules about when they can leave and when they need to return for trips. This is where we run into trouble. The geography of the Pac West, which is our athletic conference, it includes Hawaii and all of California. And during the 2014-2015 year, every single team except for football, which plays in the GNAC, they will travel to Hawaii. That means volleyball, golf, tennis, softball, baseball, you name it. Everybody's going to Hawaii. And the Hawaii and Northern California trips typically involve playing 4 or 5 schools over a week-long period. And those trips are hard on our students because if they're taking 12 to 15 credits, they might miss as many as 20 classes in a week. So the responsibility is on the student to get as much of that work done ahead of time. If not, instructors are encouraged to work with those students to use Skype, Canvas, chat, any type of electronic method available for those students to have a chance to complete assignments and take tests while they're on those trips. What we do at Dixie State to help our student athletes is we try to have faculty mentors who work with each team. So the Red Storm professors are your faculty mentors. These are faculty who have stepped forward and said, I'm willing to be kind of the go-to person for that team. Another set of eyes to watch out for our student athletes to make sure that their health and their wellness and their life balance of student athlete, school, and work is all in line and that they're not overstressing themselves. So all of our Red Storm professors are listed here by sport. You can look through the slides. Some sports, because of their size, have more than one Red Storm professor. If you're interested in becoming a Red Storm professor, you just need to contact Susan Ertel, and I just spoke about myself in third person. You can contact me, and I can set you up with a team if you're interested. Also, this year we have 2 faculty who've stepped forward and said, I'm willing to be the contact person for a particular class. And Diane Herning, a librarian, is going to help our student athletes with Live 1010 if they need it. She's also there for every student on campus. She's right behind the reference desk on the 2nd floor, and she's willing to help all of those students. But the student athletes met her at a meeting. They know what she looks like, and they know they can go to her for help for Live 1010. Glenn Webb in music has agreed to help any student athlete who's taking Music 1010 or Music 1236. And if you're interested in being the contact person for a particular class, just let me know and I can let the athletic department know so the students will know where to find you. And just so you're wondering, in case you're wondering, we have a really talented, intellectual, athletic group of students on our campus. We averaged a 3.3 grade point average overall for all of our teams this year, but 59 of our student athletes in 2013-2014 had a 3.5 or higher, and our college led the Pac West in academic achievement awards. And that's something that Dixie State is really proud of. We made this an academic goal last year with the athletic department, and using study table, using Red Storm professors, and making sure that all of our student athletes were well prepared when they went on trips, helped us help them reach their academic goals. So they are talented on the field and the court and the pitch, but they are also very talented in the classroom. So the final words here are go Red Storm.